Next up, we have the boys soccer team and Coach Eldon Santiago.
Hi, well, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Unfortunately for the soccer team, they're not here. But our team MVP, our team actually did pretty well this season. We improved greatly, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come for the future. Our MVP was Carlos Diego. Our most improved player was Ramiro Ortega. And the coach's award.
Yep, you got a coach's award for Emerson Ortega.
And for Emerson Ortega, yeah. Right. Okay, and our MVP is Carlos Diego, who's also not here. So make sure they get these.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Yep, we'll get those awards to them. Thank you, Coach. Next up, we'll honor the golf team, and I'll ask Coach Ron Santa Croce to come up. Okay, I want you to stand over there, to that side. Golf will present 3 awards. 2 of our award winners are not able to be here tonight. They are the most improved player, and that goes to Emmy Garcia, and the coach's award to Miguel Ponce. But the golf team's most valuable player this year, he's been the face of Lancer Golf for the last 2 seasons. And although he might receive more notoriety for another sport he plays, we also know that playing golf has opened up his eyes to a whole new world of possibilities. For the 2nd year in a row, the golf team MVP is Dante Neal. Thank you, Coach Santa Croce. Next up is the cross-country team and Coach Keith Sherman.
All right, so we got a few awards to give out tonight, 6 to be exact. It was a great experience for me this year, first year coaching for Lawrence and Lawrence High School, so I really appreciate having the opportunity to do that. The kids were great, just a real good example of what a team should be, and they're going to leave big shoes to fill for all the other teams that I'm going to coach here, long into the future, I hope. So we had a lot of exceptional runners, but I'm only allowed to give 6 awards, so we'll start with those right now. This young lady, we're no stranger to what she can do on the field and in the classroom. She's the perfect example of a student athlete, giving 100% effort all the time. She's a leader for the girls team and the boys team as well. So the first coach's award, our MVP for the girls team, Leanna Pham. This young man, I've never seen someone run as smooth and as effortlessly as he does, all my years being around runners. He has a reputation throughout the league, not only as a competitive runner, but a true sportsman. He's always shaking the hand of his opponent, both before and after the race. An MVP in all senses of the title, Edward Quesada. So this young lady came out to run this year not really knowing what was going to happen with the season, very apprehensive each time she got out to run. But when she stopped thinking about what kind of time she could get and just started thinking about competing, her performance really improved. So this coach's award for my most improved female runner would go to Lily Rodriguez. No? Okay. My most improved male runner started the season in the back of the pack, making his way up race after race. He was dedicated, he was the spirit of the team, always had an encouraging word, and really worked hard to score some points for us at the end of the season. So Deshaun, come on up. So our last female cross-country award goes to this young lady who wanted to quit about 5 days into the season, and I just asked her to give me one more week, run with us one more week, and if she still wants to quit, then she can go, no hard feelings. She gave me the rest of the season. She improved tremendously, gave us some good times towards the end, and really just enjoyed running after a while. Even on the hardest days, she had a smile on her face. So Duyen Tran, come on up. And finally, for our last boys award, he was a silent threat on our boys team, quickly becoming our number 2 guy. He worked hard, he ran hard, he always came through with points when we needed it. Nestor Hernandez. That's it.
Thank you, Coach Sherman. Congratulations to the cross-country team on a fine season. Congratulations, Coach Sherman, on your first year as a Lancer coach. We hope you're with us for a long, long time. For our next awards, I need to call up our athletics director, Mr. Licciardi, who's busy getting his picture taken at the moment, but when you get done, come on over, Mr. Licciardi, please. Our next award is the L Men's Scholarship, and these are presented to student athletes at Lawrence High School who have represented their school with excellence and sportsmanship. This year there are 6 winners. The first is Luis Ortiz. Leave it with me. The next award winner is not with us tonight because he is out there playing baseball as our Lancer baseball team takes on Methuen in the first round of the state playoffs. I know they can't hear us, but let's give them a round of applause. So the next winner of the L Men Scholarship, he's outside playing baseball right now, is Edison Urena. Our next winner is Anthony Green. Kevin Fabian. Nestor Hernandez. And Tyler Cerullo. Tyler is not with us tonight because he is with the volleyball team. They are also playing in the state tournament tonight down at Chelmsford. Let's give them a round of applause. Hope a little louder, they can hear us down at Chelmsford. Next up is the girls volleyball team, and we'll ask Coach Heather Lawrence to come up.
And also Coach Linetti.
Thank you.
No, it's from the...
All right, you say I'm out.
Okay. Can I lift this up? Sure. Thanks. Hi. This year, Lawrence High School will be losing 6 seniors from their volleyball program. Ashley Rodriguez, Mia, can't pronounce her last name, Carisha Jimenez, Rosemarlin Marabel, and the team captains, Melanie Morales and Tabitha Camus. I want to wish all the ladies the best of luck in your future endeavors. We're going to start off with our Most Improved Award. It goes to a young lady who shows no fear. She walked on the team in her senior year and shows and proves she's an athletic force to be reckoned with. She will be attending Northern Essex Community College in the fall. The Most Improved Award goes to Carisha Jimenez. The next award will be our MVP award. This goes to a young lady that stands up and steps up for her team. She's always had their back, or their 6, as they say in the service, men and women say. She'll be entering the Armed Forces, and the MVP goes to Rosemarlin Marabel. Okay, she's not here. Well, the last award is going to our Coaches Award. This young lady who's gone above and beyond for her team to succeed. She has a commanding presence on and off the court. She'll be attending Fitchburg State University this fall, and the Coaches Award goes to team captain Tabitha Camus. That's it. Thank you, ladies, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. For our next award, I'm going to ask Mr. James Blatchford to come up and give me a hand to present it.
Do you have the envelope for the camera? No, it's not up there.
The envelope for Karen. I've asked Mr. Blatchford to come up to help me to present this next award. It's quite a special award. You should know Mr. Blatchford is a graduate of Lawrence High School. He now serves on the Lawrence High School Committee. He's going to help me present the Barry Karamatopoulos Award and Scholarship. The Barry Karamatopoulos Award and scholarship is awarded each year to one male and one female student athlete who best exemplify Barry Karamatopoulos' qualities. Barry was a 1973 graduate of Lawrence High School and a proud Lancer who understood that academics would be the key to his success, but also recognized the value of athletics and the lessons learned from being a good teammate, a relentless competitor, and most importantly, a great sportsman on the gridiron and the baseball diamond. Barry was an extremely humble young man who never needed the spotlight, but who would be there in times of need for family, teammates, and classmates alike. Unfortunately, Barry passed away at the age of 39 in 1995, far too young. The Karamatopoulos family is honored to present 2 scholarships each year to students who possess his drive to succeed and his passion to be the best human being possible and the pride of being a Lancer. There are 2 winners of the Karamatopoulos Scholarship. One, the male winner, is Edison Urena. Edison, of course, is outside playing baseball right now. The female winner is Stephanie Garcia. Come on up here. Shake Mr. Blatchford's hand.
Thank you.
I'll go over there and get a picture taken.
Thank you, Mr. Blatchford. Next is the Lancer football team. I'd like to call up head coach Mike Yamin. Coach Yamin is, like many of our coaches, himself a graduate of Lawrence High School. Someday, Lancer athletes, I speak to you, someday I want to see you back at Lawrence High School coaching a Lancer athletics team. It's great when our alums come back to coach. Coach Yamin.
Thank you. First, I want to thank all the fans, student body, players for supporting us this year. It was our first season in Division I. didn't go as well as we wanted. We were 3-8. But I will say that our team did represent Lawrence High School tremendously in every game we played. We have a few awards tonight. I'm going to start off with the Coaches Awards. I'm going to call all 4 gentlemen up at the same time. Basically, our Coaches Awards goes to the guys who are very dedicated to the program. They do whatever they can for their teammates, and that goes on and off the field. And that would be Joel Checo, Rainier Almonte, Jeffrey Koss, and Rodney McLean. Our next award is the Iron Man Award. This is given to a very unselfish football player. We have a young man tonight who's receiving this award because originally he was a running back on offense, and we asked him to switch to defense, and without any hesitation, he said, "Coach, I'll do whatever I have to do." He played injured. Again, he put a lot of time into our program. Couldn't be more proud of him, and that is Dion Gandy. Is that it? Okay, our MVPs, we have 2 MVPs tonight, and I just want to remind both gentlemen that you earn an MVP because of your teammates. So you make sure you thank your teammates. I don't like giving out individual MVP awards, but 2 gentlemen tonight, you make sure you thank your teammates when we're done. Our offensive MVP goes to a young man who is our quarterback. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards 2 years in a row. He set school records for touchdowns thrown, and he fortunately has 1 more year left with us, and that is Nelson Valerio. Our defensive MVP, I don't believe he's here. I think he's en route. He called me. He was at the mall getting his tuxedo for tomorrow night. But he was an all-league defensive lineman. He led our team in tackles. He led our team in sacks, which is very rare for a defensive tackle if people don't know that. Again, I think he's going to go on and do great things in college. He'll be here any minute, but Xavier Santiago. Okay, our final team award is called the True Blue. Now, the True Blue is our biggest award. It defines the person who makes every single training, weight room, speed camp, who never gets in trouble at school, who's at every practice, who's there early, who's never late. He's the all-around team guy. Our coaches and I discussed this, and we had to kind of revamp. We looked very deep on who deserved this award this year. And the gentleman who's getting this, I can remember calling him when he was a sophomore and telling him he had to be at summer workouts. From that day on, he didn't miss a workout in the weight room. He didn't miss a day in speed camp. He never missed a practice. He never missed a game. He has defined what the True Blue Award is, and that's Jan Pachado.
I'm going to ask Coach Amin to help me give out the next several awards. First will be the Robert Fitzgerald Award. And this award goes to a wrestler or a football player. And it's given in honor of Coach Fitzgerald, who was a great football coach and a pioneer for the sport of wrestling throughout the city. Our field is the Robert P. Fitzgerald Field. This year, the Robert Fitzgerald Award goes to Andy Dela Cruz.
Do me a favor, Coach. Shoot the hand over here, because then the camera gets you. I'll get it.
Next is the Ed Buckley Award. And this award goes to a football player in honor of the memory of Coach Ed Buckley, who was the coach of the only Lawrence High School team to win a state championship. After his days at Lawrence High School, Coach Buckley went on to coach under the legendary Coach Vince Lombardi with the Green Bay Packers. This year, the Ed Buckley Award goes to Xavier Santiago. Next is the Larry Roosh Award. Coach Roosh is a former football coach at Lawrence High School. He is a member of the Lancer Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach. He served as a physical education teacher here at Lawrence High School for many, many years, and he is very well known as being a great friend to the special needs kids. And the Special Olympics every year is dedicated in the memory of Coach Roosh. This year, the Larry Roosh Award goes to Victor Martinez. The Jerry Callaghy Award. Mr. Callaghy was an outstanding athlete at Lawrence High School in multiple sports. The Callaghy family has given Lawrence High School a great number of athletes over the years, including one of the great athletes in Lawrence High School history, who is now an assistant principal at PFA, Ms. Ann Callaghy. This year, the Callaghy Award goes to Sturry Rodriguez. Is Dion here? And last, our last special award for that goes to a football player is the Bob Bubba Farrington Award. Bubba was one of the greatest football players of the 1980s to come out of Lawrence High School. He was a teammate and classmate of Coach Yamin and a great friend of the program. A couple of years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. Unfortunately, in his last couple of years, he was very dedicated to the program. The Bubba Farrington Award this year and scholarship goes to Dion Gamey. Thank you, Coach Yamin. Next up, and I hate to say that I have a favorite Lancer sports team, but I do. It's year after year the team that, when I go to their games, they seem to have more fun playing than any team I've ever seen. Please welcome the Lawrence High School field hockey team and Coach Kate Quinlan.
I think he just likes you all because you're incredibly obnoxious. So even though we didn't have the season that we wanted to have, per se, we continue to make amazing growth. We've doubled the amount of points each season since taking over. That may not seem like much, but coming from a program where they could barely field a varsity team to having to take the basketball team's uniforms to make sure all the JV players had uniforms. Sorry, Bluen. Sorry about that. So we have 4 awards to give out tonight, and to start will be our offensive MVP. This girl found the back of the net a lot more than I think she had planned on. She scored one of the prettiest goals I've ever seen on an offensive corner at any level. She's constantly making plays in the field or breaking up plays on the defensive end. She is so unselfish, and I always say, you know, play a little selfish, give yourself your own chance to make your own opportunities, and she always makes sure that her teammates have the same opportunities on the field that she has, even if it means giving up her own. She probably played 99.9% of the 1,800 minutes this season. She would have played them all, only she was probably bleeding, because I would have told her, you have 2 minutes left, stay in the game, you'll be fine. She has played every game in her field hockey career in a varsity uniform, and she was named to the Merrimack Valley All-Star team, and she will be a 3rd-year captain as a senior, Biarabel Castillo. What? We have to, oh, you're doing that, right? Sorry. We'll get the directions. Our defensive MVP goes to somebody who did whatever she possibly could and used any body part she could to make sure that the ball stayed out of the net, whether that meant her knees, her thighs, her throat, twice. She has an amazing offensive ability. Her stick work for a defender is really very, very impressive. She has the ability to get out of a 5-on-1 situation, carry the ball 75 yards, make it back defensively, run back up to participate on an offensive corner, to turn back around on a defensive corner. And I'm sure that contributed to all of her injuries this season. But she sucked it up, she did it, she never complained, she did what she had to do. Bianca Rodriguez. Our Coaches Award goes to a girl that stepped up to the plate when we really least expected it. She always goes above and beyond for her team and us as coaches. If we ever need her to do anything, somehow, some way, it's already done before she ever needs to be asked. She has probably played every position on the field except goalie. I know if I needed her to, she would, no questions asked. Her typical response is, yeah, I don't care, why would I care, it's playing time. On her first day of preseasons, while we were introducing captains to the newcomers, she had no idea, but we just decided, hey, why not? Let's make her a captain. She was there for her team all summer when her captains were at a camp and made sure that everybody had their workouts done every day. She'll serve as a 2-year captain this year as a senior, D. Rhodes. And our Coaches Award goes to a girl that stepped up to the plate when we really least expected it. I mean, her transition from a JV player to a varsity player really made her look easy. During the Ken Waldy tournament, this is one of my favorite stories from the season, her and a friend were talking on the sidelines about how nervous they were. They thought they were going to mess up. They didn't want to get yelled at. I don't really ever do that, but... And we thought it was very funny, and her plan was, well, I'm just going to run. And I'm going to run, and I'm not going to stop running. And it worked, and she didn't stop running, ever. And we thought at the beginning of the season that she was going to have some big shoes to fill, playing behind her sister. So our most improved player this year goes to Idalise Villa. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thanks. Coach, why don't you go over and have Coach take them with you? We should make yours. So.
Thank you, Coach. For our next award, I'm going to ask Mr. Glendye to come up. Come up to the stage, please. Tonight, Lancer Athletics is giving a brand new award, and this award is named after Mr. Glendye. And if you don't know Mr. Glendye, you should, because he cares as much or more about Lancer Athletics as anyone I have ever met. Mr. Glendye is a man who does so much of the work behind the scenes. Among other things, he is the director of the Special Olympics. He's the director of the Lawrence Boosters Club. He organizes the concession stand under the stadium. He spends countless hours raising money to help Lancer Athletics happen, and he does it all without recognition, and I'm sure he's very, very embarrassed right now to have me saying these words about him. But he represents the kinds of qualities that epitomize Lancer Athletics. Tonight is the first night we are awarding the Phil Glendye Award. I'm going to ask Mr. Glendye to present it. And it goes to an athlete who, through dedication to the team, an extraordinary work ethic, and loyalty to Lawrence High School, sets an example for all Lancers. And tonight it goes to John Pichardo.
Good job. Good job. Getting the Phil Glendye Award, right? Good for you. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Glendye. Next up is one of our championship teams from this year, the Merrimack Valley Conference champion co-ed fall and winter cheerleading squad, and Coach Jenny Blatchford from the class of 2001.
This year we had some boys join our team, and that gave us a great dynamic for our season, both fall and winter. So the awards this season go to, sorry, awards.
There. Start right there.
The Coaches Award goes to Kimberly Garcia, a senior who gave so much time and effort to the team. She's not here this evening. The next one goes to Chanel Sanchez. She's actually on her way. The third Coaches Award goes to Suedi Hernandez, and the fourth goes to Edgar Vasquez. And the most improved awards go to Rosie Ventura. She's a young lady who just gave her heart and soul to cheering over the last year. And the second goes to Evelise Sylvan. She, as well, anything we asked her to do, she stepped up and did for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Blatchford, and congratulations on the NBC Championship. Next up is the wrestling teams. Coach Niceforo here. Yes, he is. Welcome, Coach Nice.
So what are the awards?
I got them, and they're listed.
Can you give me any one?
You can do whatever you want, yeah. You can give it any order you want, or you can just go in that order. It's up to you.
Good evening. First of all, congratulations to the team. They went 9-1 in the conference. We lost to North Andover for the championship match, but I'm proud of the kids this year. They finished strong. I'd like to thank my managers, my coaches, for making a great season. The first award, okay, goes to a captain. He's a 3-year wrestler. He's one of the hardest workers on the team. A state qualifier, a member of the ROTC. He's humble and the most polite kid that you'll meet. And that goes to Manny Arias.
Stay there until Coach Nice gets there.
This young man could not be here, but he's an ROTC leader who goes to ROTC practice, then he goes to wrestling practice, then he goes to work, and actually on some nights he actually walks home. He's a very committed wrestler. He's a great young man. He's a command sergeant major here at Lawrence High School, and that award goes to Ercilio Lariano. This award goes to a captain. When he first started wrestling this kid, I don't think he won a match as a JV wrestler. It's hard to come back when you get pinned every single time and come back and smile too. He's beat stronger, faster, and definitely more athletic kids in this school. But somehow his commitment earned him a captainship and varsity status, and he's beaten a lot of good kids. And he just gave me a lot of joy. He come off the match, and one of the times he said, I think it was near the end of the season, and we won a big match, and he came off, he's like, Coach, I did my job. And I said, yeah, yes you did. This kid's just the greatest kid, and this award is a coach's award, goes to Jan Pachado. Come on up, give me a hug.
I want you to take that and go over there and stay there until Coach Nice gets there. Okay.
This award goes to a rare four-year football player / four-year wrestler. That's sort of a challenge because they require a lot of hours and commitment, and he didn't take any years off. I'm proud of him. He's a very, very tough kid, and he's always fun to watch wrestle. He's exciting, and it typically comes down to his match for some reason. This year's Coach's Award goes to Andy Dela Cruz. Over there, I'll take a picture. The next award is Most Improved. He's a captain. He couldn't make weight for 2 years. Kid loves to eat. Yes, coach, all I had was an orange. He couldn't make 285 pounds for 2 years straight. But his senior year, he took a turn after practice. He went and worked out for another hour and a half after practice. He took third in the All-State. He qualified for the New Englands and Nationals. This award goes to Snorlax, Alex Lopez. Go over there for the pictures. And the MVP, it's pretty obvious if you followed wrestling. Freshman year, I threw him off the team for a couple of weeks. Sophomore year, I don't know, about 1 week left. He finally grew up by his junior year. He was a captain, Division I state champion. He won the state championship in front of a bunch of Lawrence High kids. It was exciting. Third in the All-State, fifth in all of New England. He qualified for nationals, and he's been offered a Division I partial scholarship out in Iowa if he decides to go. This year's MVP goes to Anthony Green. I don't even know who that is.
Okay, so that's a mistake.
Yeah.
All right.
This kid right here.
Yep.
And, do you want to see
Yep. Yeah. And there's one more sport-specific award for wrestling, and it is the Edward P. Salem Award. And Edward P. Salem is the very first coach in Lancer history, and I'm certain that Edward Salem would be very pleased that his legacy is being carried on by the finest coach in Lancer wrestling history, Coach Niceforo. Tonight, the Edward Salem Memorial Award goes to Joel Gomez. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Bear with me for a moment. Next up is the boys basketball team. Please welcome Coach Raymond Nunez.
First, of all, I'd like to thank all the administrators, also the coaching staff, and then the student athletes for giving me the opportunity to coach Lawrence High School boys basketball team. We have 4 awards. Is that correct? Yeah.
Right there. You can go in any order you want.
The first award is the most valuable defender. This gentleman currently is playing a volleyball match. He's a junior. He gave us all he had during the season on the defensive end. The most valuable defender award goes to Julio Vicente. Our next award will be the Student Athlete Award. This gentleman actually just came from a tennis match, their first state tournament win for the season. That gentleman is an all-around student athlete here on campus. He's the model for all the student athletes. Chan Chan. And he will get us the next victory, right? Tennis court, Coach House. The next award will go to a senior. It's the Unsung Hero Award. He's been with the basketball program for 4 years. I actually had the opportunity to coach him for 4 years as well, the JV level and then also the varsity level. Great kid, good student, and then a heck of a shooter as well on the court. That young gentleman's name is Kevin Weesey Fabian. The next award is the Character Award. Unfortunately, this gentleman is not here today, but for the past, he was with the program for 3 years. A great all-around kid, would do anything that the coaching staff would ask for the team. Great teammate, great student. The gentleman's name is Carlos Padilla.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
The next award this is the first year that we do this award. It's on behalf of Coach Paul Neal, who invested and committed so much time into the basketball program here in Lawrence. Again, it was just not basketball for him. He wanted the best for those for the kids in the classroom and also off the court in the community. I feel that this young gentleman exemplifies that commitment, that determination on and off the court. He's a senior. He was one of our captains. A great overall young gentleman, Jonathan Paulino. And best of luck to all those teams competing in the state tournament.
Thank you, Coach Nunez. Next up is the girls' basketball team, coached by yet another Lancer alum from the class of 1997, Coach Dan Blewett.
Thank you. Again, I want to echo all the other coaches. Thank all the administrators, teachers, parents, all staff members that come to the games. It really means a lot to the kids when they look up in the stands. and see people that they see in the classroom and they see them out in the basketball court or football field or softball, whatever they do, it means a lot to you, so I thank you guys. I have 3 Coaches Awards for 3 kids who given a lot to this program. First one's a junior, she's coming back next year, Genesis Santana. Next award winner, Coaches Award, 4-year member of the basketball program. This is a girl that every coach wants to have. You don't have to worry about her in the classroom. You don't have to worry about her showing up to practice on time. She's got a full boat to UMass Dartmouth, pretty much a full boat. This is Stephanie Garcia. And our last award, Coaches Award, again, another 4-year member. This girl, again, much has been written about her and her off the court troubles and lifelong struggles. But this girl really means a lot. She's going to be missed to the program. Carisha Jimenez.
Thank you, Coach Bluen. To help me present the next awards, I'd like to ask Mr. Chuck Luongo to come up to the stage. Mr. Luongo. Mr. Luongo is a tremendous supporter of Lancer Athletics. If you don't know him, you should get to know him. He's a math teacher in PFA. He's a member of the Lancer Athletics Boosters Association, and he's also the clock operator at football games. And you will see him on the sidelines of Lancer sporting events all over. He's one of the great people who helps Lancer Athletics happen. And he, like many others, is a strong supporter of the notion of the scholar athlete. As we all know, and I look around this room, I see not only some of the best athletes at Lawrence High School, I see some of the best students, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Once you learn to pursue excellence in the classroom, you learn to pursue excellence on the athletic field, it builds together. Our next awards is the Scholar Athlete Award and Scholarship, presented for excellence in athletics and academics. 2 awards, 1 girl and 1 boy. This year, the female award winner is Leanna Pham. And the Male Scholar Athlete Award winner is Jose Matos.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he was with tennis and he had just gotten back.
Congratulations, Leanna and Jose. Thank you, Mr. Luongo. Appreciate it. Next up, our track program, and I would like to introduce head coach Billy Muse.
So you could just say you're doing indoor and outdoor. Yeah, we put you back to back. You can go in any order you want, but if you just say the award, I'll get it.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? First, I'm doing both indoor and outdoor, so bear with me, okay? First, I'd like to thank you. A couple thank yous to give is Mr. Red Tie, Jim Lashardi. Thank you very much, man. The trainers, Tracy and Laura, I mean, they put a lot of effort and time in, so thank you, Tracy, thank you. I know our custodians do a lot of work picking up after us, so I also want to appreciate them and thank them as well. Administration, thank you guys. I know you guys do a lot of work to get us out of class early to go to the Reggie Lewis Center or even cut us out of graduation to go to States. So thank you to the administration. Also, my assistant coaches, Rick Partham, Priscilla Camarna, Jonathan Spang, Jeff Hash, Keith Sherman, Len Eddy, and Angel Pabone. Most of these guys, most of the coaches here are volunteer coaches, and they do a hell of a job, work ethic, and their consistency, and they care about every single one of you kids. You should be very appreciative of their work. So thank you to all the coaches, and especially my assistant coaches. For girls indoor, Coaches Award, Vanessa Hippolyte. Another Coaches Award, Bianca Baez.
Don't stop with me, Muse. We do this all the time.
And our MVP, she broke multiple school records in indoor, 600,000 in part of the sprint medley, Leanna Pham. On the boys' end, senior captain, Coaches Award, Inuris Burgos. Another Coaches Award goes to Ariel Torres. And our MVP for the boys team, this kid, I came in my first year, and this kid is everything I wanted my program to be: competitive, a positive culture, and a gentleman. My most valuable runner would be Jose Adames. For outdoor track, Girls Coaches Award. Okay, this girl also was indoor captain for me. She's an outdoor captain. All right, she also had a positive attitude, Julie Wynn. Is Crystal Tenillo here? No? All right. Our MVP, I don't usually like doing this because I want to celebrate seniors, but our MVP for the girls team, she did every event and she's a bull out there. I'm sure she is with all the other sports, but she's one tough cookie and she represents what we would like the girls team to represent, to be like, and that's Tamara Rodriguez. And she's always yelling at me. She told me to speak louder, so I'm sorry, Tamara. Miss Nasty. All right. Now, for the boys team, we had a great outdoor season. They were crowned the MVC Division II champions. So congratulations to all the seniors and participants here. My first Coaches Award goes to a distance kid that really showed up every single day. He wasn't the most talented kid, but he showed up every single day. I know he showed up in cross country, indoor track, outdoor track. The kid was just consistent, and that's what we ask for everybody. And his times will improve and did improve, and that's Juan Espinal. second Coach's Award it's going to a kid who made a huge sacrifice his senior spring season. He could have been on the baseball team out there fighting for a state championship, but he decided to come out to the track team and help us win a division championship. And it was a huge part of our dual meet 4x1s. He's got a great work ethic. I love the kid to death. Rainier Almonte. My boys' outdoor MVP goes to one of the most competitive kids and most serious kids, I've ever coached. All right, he's got that competitive spirit that you need, that should be a model for all of our programs. I talk about changing the culture here. And I think a lot of that has to do with a competitive spirit for each and every one of you guys. If you guys have that edge, there's enough talent in this room to do big things. All right, not just with track, any sport. You got to have that competitive edge to you, and this kid did for our team and set the tone for us, Brian Morales.
Now, Coach Muse, I know that our boys volleyball team, our tennis team, and our baseball team are still in the state playoffs, and track has some competition this weekend. Remind us, what's going on Sunday?
Division I state championship meet.
Who's competing in that?
We have about 15 athletes, 10 seniors.
That's outstanding. 15 athletes in the Division I track championships on Sunday. Good luck to those athletes. I can't tell you the last time Lawrence had 15 athletes in the Division I state meet. That's a tremendous accomplishment. Track has two specific, sport-specific scholarships. And the first is the Gregory Kent Memorial Award. Coach Muse is going to hand it out. The Gregory Kent Scholarship is awarded in honor of Gregory Kent, who was a graduate of the Weatherby School and of Lawrence High School of the class of 1964. He was an outstanding distance runner in cross country and track, and as a senior, Gregory Kent set the state record for the indoor 2-mile, and he was named the Eagle Tribune's Athlete of the Year. He joined the Marines after graduating from Lawrence High School to serve his country, and unfortunately, he was killed in the Vietnam War. He was one of 18 Lawrence High School graduates to die in the Vietnam War. His family and classmates got together. They piled up a fund, and each year they give the Gregory Kent Memorial Scholarship. This year it goes to Leanna Pham.
Shake her hand. Give it back to me. Shake her hand. Give it back to me and shake her hand.
The Bruce Ellis Award is given in honor of Bruce Ellis, the class of 1970, a distance runner at Lawrence High School. He later became a marathon runner, ran a 2:17 in the marathon. If you know anything about marathon, 2:17 is fast. He competed in the 1988 Olympic trials, and 1 year later, he passed away far too young. This scholarship is presented every year, and this year it goes to Jose Adames. Thank you, Coach Muse. Next up, our girls tennis program. Please welcome Coach Molly Ratliff.
No, that's all right. All right, so I can announce the award like after once. Do you know which goes first?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever order you want.
All right, I just wanted to, this is my first year coaching the girls tennis team, and I wanted to just say a few things. Girls, could you stand up for me, please? And can we give them a round of applause? Sorry. That represents commitment. And when it comes to sports, I was a high school athlete myself, and commitment, it can be hard. Those girls there are very committed to the game of tennis, and they love the game. So we had some good times this tennis season. The first time I found them, they were on the playground, and I wasn't too happy about that, but I think they learned their lesson after that. So my first award goes to somebody who started off coming to me right at the beginning of the season, asking me, Coach, what can I do better? What can I improve? And every day she was saying, does it look better? Is it good? And she totally improved, and I called her the fire. She was the fire on that doubles team, Miss Rosa Diaz. Okay, my next award goes to, she's kind of like my right hand, and she would always ask me, when's that meeting? And I'd be like, I don't know when that meeting is. So she kept reminding me, and she was always very cordial to all the teammates and other teams, and just a great person, someone to kind of calm us down with the drama between the girls. And the Coach's Award goes to Leticia Rosario. My last award goes to the most valuable player, and this player would do anything I possibly said. If I said run from Lawrence to Methuen, she would go there. If I said drop and do 10 push-ups, she would do it. I called her the beast on the tennis court, and she's a true beast forever, and she loves tennis, and she's just the craziest tennis player I've ever seen, Meredia Descent. Tennis is life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Radcliffe. Congratulations on your first season as a coach at Lawrence High School. We hope you're with us for a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, about 2 hours ago, history was made a few miles away from here as the Lawrence High School boys tennis team took on Methuen in the state tournament and won their game in the first round of the state tournament. And this is the first time a Lancer tennis team has won a match in the state tournament in anybody's memory. It might be the first time that boys tennis has won a state playoff match, and that is a tremendous accomplishment. Please welcome Coach Eric Alshouse.
Step over here. I'll hand them to you.
Hello, everybody. My voice is kind of blown out, so I'll try to make a presence here. I just want to thank all the other coaches for giving me advice in my first season as head coach, and I want to thank Jim Licciardi for supporting me and all the issues that we went through, and I want to thank Mario and Felix for putting up the new nets. So there's a lot of people involved in the team, and I appreciate all your help. And I want to also invite all the athletes in this room here as Lawrence Tennis is moving on up. This is the second season in a row that we had a winning record, and we need your help. Here you are. come out and try out next spring. If you're not doing a spring sport, I promise I won't poach from you guys. But yeah, we need more people. So here we are. Join a winning team, please. Okay, so I have 3 awards. I gave out other awards on the bus on our victorious, super happy ride home from Methuen. And we play again on Saturday versus either Lincoln Sudbury or Cambridge. Okay, here we go. So the MVP award goes to Chen Chen. Okay, so many kids came out for the tennis team and just gave everything they had. They would bleed and they would donate their blood to you if you needed it, just saying. Okay, so the next award is the most improved. Now this player has already been on the tennis team and he's already very, very good. And somehow he got better. And he beat Chen twice, just saying also. His name is Alex Cruz. Okay, and finally, this is kind of like my favorite award here. Okay, so there's so many people on so many teams and they may not always get recognized for everything they do. Okay, so this player is one of those players. The coach's award goes to the kid who would do anything, just like you said, he would run to Methuen if he had to, and he would piggyback you there. His name is Stephen Hack.
Now, the tennis team will play on Saturday in the next round of the state playoffs. There's a distinct possibility that it will be at home. I want you to check at school tomorrow and find out. And if the boys tennis team is playing at home at 2 o'clock, as we think they might be, on our courts right over there, I want to see 500 Laurentians at courtside cheering them on. For our next award, I'm going to ask Ms. Tracy Kars-Balageron to come up to the stage. With family. No, please. Stand over there to that side of the podium.
Sorry.
Okay, the first thing I want you to do is give Ms. Kars-Balageron a round of applause for her work as athletics trainer all during the year. I've asked Ms. Kars up here to help give this next award. It's the Sally Reynolds Award. And now every Lancer athlete should know the name Sally Reynolds. Especially female athletes should know the name Sally Reynolds. Sally Reynolds was a Lawrence High School physical education teacher. And long before the passage of Title IX, which mandated equality in athletics at schools, long before that happened, Sally Reynolds was a pioneer in pushing athletics for girls at Lawrence High School. Long before it was required by law, Sally Reynolds was standing up for female athletes at Lawrence High School and making sure that female athletes had an equal shake and had the opportunity to compete in sports. There is an award and a scholarship that goes out every year in Sally Reynolds' name. This year it goes to Stephanie Garcia. For our next award, I'm going to ask Coach Yamin back up to the stage, please. This next award is the Ralph Wolfendale Award. It's given in honor of Ralph Wolfendale. If you go to the old Lawrence High School building over on Lawrence Street, or as many of us, including Coach Yamin, call it the real Lawrence High School, If you go to the old Lawrence High School and you go to the gymnasium, right above the gymnasium, you will see a picture of Ralph Wolfendale and a plaque in his honor. He was a longtime football coach and athletics director at Lawrence High School. And there's a scholarship dedicated in his name. This year it goes to Darius Markeski. Yeah, sure. While I have Coach Yamin up here, a couple of our award winners have showed up. We're happy that they are here, and so we'll give them their awards. Got them all? Yep. So as previously announced, the Bubba Farrington Award goes to Dion Gandy.
Defensive MVP in Ed Buckley.
And the defensive MVP of the football team and the Ed Buckley Scholarship go to Xavier Santiago. Thank you, Coach. Next up, I would like to introduce the Merrimack Valley Conference Division II Softball Coach of the Year, Mr. Chris Boardman.
First, I'd like to say thank you to all the girls for a great season, for a tremendous improvement from 1 year. In 1 year's time, we might have only won 4 games, but that's 4 more wins than the last 2 seasons combined. Last year, 12 games last year, we got mercy ruled. That's if you're losing by 12 runs or more after 5 innings. This year, we cut that number down to 5. Last year we gave up 261 runs. This year we cut that number down to 201. And the biggest improvement was offensively. Last year we only scored 36 runs. This year we scored 106 runs, with one of the biggest ones being in the 7th inning on senior night to beat the Volk. That was a tremendous hit stuff. Tonight we have 3 awards. First one is the Coaches Award. And this goes to a young lady, as Coach Bluen already said, is a coach's dream. She gave us 100% every game and every practice. She worked with all the young outfielders, getting them adjusted to our system. She always put the team first, never cared about her own personal stats. She was our leadoff batter. She batted .301 for the year, but she was always willing to sacrifice bunt and get the runners over in scoring position for the next batters to come up to bat. She's a National Honor Society member who will be attending UMass Dartmouth in the fall, and this year's Coaches Award goes to Stephanie Garcia. Our offensive MVP. This young lady hit .400 for the season. She had 15 RBIs. Led the team with 15 runs scored, had 1 home run against Bill Ricker. I think that ball is still somewhere up there. She was a little bit faster. She would have had 2 more inside the park home runs, but the triples were okay. This young lady will be attending Northern Essex Community College next year, where she hopes to continue her softball career. This year's offensive MVP goes to Carisha Jimenez. And our defensive MVP. Well, last year when we took over the program, we had this tall, lanky girl. Didn't really think she was going to be much of a softball player, but she worked harder than just about anybody we've ever coached, and she turned into one of the best first basemen in all the MVC. Her infielders loved her. That big glove of hers saved many ground balls in the dirt or up high. She also hit a home run against Andover that I still think is orbiting somewhere. She'll be attending Merrimack College in the fall, where she hopes to walk on to the softball team And this year's defensive MVP goes to Ashley Garcia.
Thank you, Coach Boardman. Congratulations to the softball team on an outstanding season. I know that you're building something very special over there with that program. We are almost at the end, believe it or not. But there's something that I want you to do before we go further. I want all the athletes, if you would, to please stand up, and I want you to turn to your coaches and give them a round of applause and thanks. You can sit back down now. And athletes, I want you to know how incredibly proud we are of you. And I speak for all of the adults who work at Lawrence High School. We know when we go to games, we see how hard you work. We see the sportsmanship that you display. We know that when Lawrence athletes pull on that uniform, they represent the school and the city of Lawrence with great pride. And we are proud of you, and we are glad that you are representing us. There are two more teams. You will notice that they are not here because, yes, they are in state playoff play. Our baseball team, I keep checking my text messages. Mr. Lombardi said he was going to send me scores, but I haven't heard yet. I hope they're winning. I will announce the award winners for baseball and volleyball, even though they're not here, because we should honor them and clap for them. The baseball team, coached by Coach Brendan Nealon, playing outside right now. They have 3 coaches awards, and they go to Wilmer Gomez, Jesus Ventura, and Brahmin Ortega. The William Regan Baseball Award, which is given in honor of William Regan, one of the very first baseball coaches at Lawrence High School, goes to Joan Vargas. And baseball's biggest award is the Iggy Bricado Award. It is given in honor of Iggy Bricado, who is a longtime Lawrence High School baseball coach. He was also the founder of the Lawrence Legion summer baseball team, and it goes to Edison Urena. Our boys volleyball team, which is playing in the state playoffs at Chelmsford High School as we speak. They are coached by Tony Hasher. They have 2 coaches awards. This year, coaches awards goes to Lizandi Martinez and Tyler Cerullo. Coach Hasher selected 3 players to win the Most Improved Award. They are Jancy Soto, Marquis Rios, and Julio Vicente. And the co-MVPs of the boys volleyball team this year are Christian Taveras and Andy Hernandez. For our final awards of the evening, I'll ask Athletics Director Mr. Licciardi to come up to the stage. Let's give him a round of applause for all the work that he's done this year for Lancer Athletics. Okay, last 2 awards are the big ones. This is the Outstanding Athletes of the Year. 1 boy and 1 girl, given in recognition of their outstanding athletic accomplishments. It is an award and a scholarship. This year, the boys' winner is Brian Morales. The girls' winner is Leanna Pham. Congratulations to all the award winners, and thank you, Lancer athletes, for your seasons. Good luck to our team still in postseason play.